most likely be automatically locked into top cut. Ooh, and a turn 1 battering ram. Not necessarily the most explosive turn, because you kind of want to set up like these really big turns where you drop Rasa, multiple battering rams. But honestly, a turn 1 battering ram is a huge nuisance. It is just, it might be a little too big right now. Ooh, and a sneaky deckhand, one of the cards that has recently become very popular in Irelia, being able to score early points, but more importantly, it gives you something to do in the early game. Oftentimes, Irelia kind of sacks the early game, doesn't score enough points, and late game is kind of a monster. But with the access to Sneaky Deckhand, you'll be able to score a bunch of points early and potentially not lose as hard in the beginning with Irelia. With 1 mana up, there's not much Dung can have. He could definitely have something like a On Guard, but that's not going to pump up enough. And I'm going to keep saying it. And we featured so many purple decks today, but Called Shot with a seal is literally broken beyond words. It is just Pot of Greed slash better than Pot of Greed, because you look at the top 4 cards. You have so much control, so much agency. Want to appreciate you, Hot Coco 17. Thank you. We're just trying to give as much awesome content before the regional, get everybody ready, and just feature some great players, some great Riftbound going on. The Irelia deck is going to take. Oh, never mind. The Irelia deck is going to take some. The Irelia deck is going to take some time off, summon Irelia, and they're going to try to basically set up a big turn where it's going to move around using the untap ability. Right now, Kyle's main thing is trying to get as much might on board, because honestly, Kaisa kind of has a problem with a large amount of might. It's really good at 1v1s fighting, singular big creatures, but if you have multiple big creatures kind of protecting a battlefield, it's very, very hard for Irelia to crack it, barring some combination of like having GA plus like maybe Ride the Wind to slam Irelia twice into a big battlefield. Yep, and the other undefeated is Alan Alan ZQ and another player, and Prismatism is the other 2 undefeateds right now. So there's currently 4 undefeateds left in this tournament. The fast plays from Draven definitely makes sense. Prismaticism or Kyle is known as the best of Draven in Bologna. He is literally the best Draven player, best performing Draven player in Bologna. And with a lot of might on board, 5, 9, 3, 3, 6, 15 with a potential of 17 might on board. Appreciate the input. Yep, I have heard that sometimes the mat is a little complicated to look at. This is like maybe our first month and a half of streaming. We're just trying to get get better at making content. There has been a little bit of hiccups, but we will take that into account. Hopefully we will make a custom mat that looks really, really good. Yep, Prismat is playing Draven. And the Irelia running up into the Dreaming Tree. That's one of the things. If Irelia just has like a bunch of cards in hand, it truly gets really, really, really scary because there's just a lot of options, a lot of things that you kind of have to play around or just just know it exists. And the boots coming down, one of the most powerful gears in the Irelia strategy. The cool thing about gears, it's you're able to one target the Irelia so you can untap it, but more importantly, having the ganking ability on Irelia is so strong. Basically, instead of having to untap her and move her multiple times, you only need to do it once, and you can conquer both battlefields at the same time. Yeah, the main issue with that is on our cardio system. Sometimes the names does not show, so we've been just using their full initials. On their side, on the actual UVS app or the thing, it shows their riot names, but on our tournament software that we've been given, sometimes it doesn't show. Like certain people will have their names attached to it, but for some reason it doesn't show up all the time. But we will take that into account. Thanks for your input. But yeah, it is 4-2-3. A lot of mana here for Kyle. And revealing the spice, it is going to be a Nocturne. If you don't know what Nocturne does, if he is basically seen or revealed from a card, you can recycle one to summon him. So often pairing with a stacked deck to basically summon him for free. And what's cool is you can do a lot of tricky stuff with Called Shot. Called Shot being no mana, you could potentially summon a Nocturne out of nowhere. Yeah. Right now, we've been streaming for almost 7 hours, and our cameras got kind of fizzled out, but we are currently replacing them with new cameras. Appreciate your input, Damon. But yeah, that's the real power of Nocturne. Right now, you didn't expect 4 Might to just drop down like that, and he just summoned it.
Yeah, we gotta get an under the table feet cam now.
I'm not
That's
gonna
one
lie.
of the
If you
comments.
guys follow our Patreon, we can definitely set up the under the feet cam.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Next event that's here in Vegas, we're gonna have 100% Alan ZQ feet cam stream. Can you remove the audio that I just said? No. All right. Cool.
No, it's too late, I think.
It's on the VOD. But yeah, right now, Kyle is really just showing one of the ways to try to play around Irelia is Irelia has a tough time with a lot of big bodies on the field here. Ooh, I like that. Feet cam better than feed cam. That's good. Thank you. The more Alan, the more knowledge. Yep. All right, here a lone Irelia versus a cavalcade of monsters. How is Dung going to clear this board right now? Kaisa being at 5 with +2 from the boots, it's at 7, but it pales in comparison to the 5, 9, 13, 17, 23 might with a potential of 25 with the Draven ability. It it really is tough for Irelia to crack these huge, huge, huge boards.
Yeah, good question in chat. Can you defy something if its repeat cost makes it more than defiable range? Yes, because as the other chatter said, it is about the actual the price that is printed on the card. Yeah, the original cost of the card.
Ooh, and a fight or flight. We're just trying to keep Dung off of just points in general. We see we see game in sight right now, going to 6. Ooh, and discarding a scrap heap to draw 2. Honestly, Prismat has been featured in 2 feature matches, and Traveling Merchant discard scrap heap just seems to be something that he is doing nonstop.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people with Travel Merchant Scrap Heap, they it's not set 1 anymore, so some people are not on it. But today it seemed so strong in this Miracle Draven list because all you want to do is cycle through your cards to get your Battering Rams, your Noxus Hopefuls, to be able to play a bunch of stats all in one turn. Irelia being on 5 and not 6 is a big problem. 6 is where you want to be so you can double conquer for the win. But 5, now she has to conquer and then maybe wait a turn, double conquer, and then try to double conquer again.
Yeah, the issue here is Prismat is just trying to draw as many cards, trying to draw more monsters. Because if he sets up this double conquer here next turn, it's gonna be the win.
I like pulling them all back.
Yeah, I do too because
It's a great play.
we know that Irelia is only gonna be at 5.
Yeah,
so
just tap out.
Yeah, she can't go for the kill, and that's the important part.
Oof. Oh my god. Man,
No,
it's so much might.
no amount of charms can get rid of that board.
That's wild. Ram, Hopeful, Ezreal, Draven, double Noxus, Rasa. And you still lose the 1 rebuke too. I think it's fine. You just save the rebuke for your push here. Just make sure you have mana up to pay for the hard bargain.
And here we go. It's going to be looking like it's going to be Kyle's final turn trying to make this push. Yeah, that's the thing about this matchup is if you're able to just establish just a metric F-ton of might, it is near impossible for this Irelia to have enough cards to push through everything. Because even here, this is going to be +3 on the Irelia. It's going to go to 6. It's going to go to 9. But not even 9 doesn't even match with one of these stacks that Kyle has built up right now.
Ooh, wind wall, nice. Stop the rebuke.
Main deck win
I
wall.
was just
That's a
about to say that.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting one. But I love the idea of main deck win wall being able to
One
stop
random's
something
cool.
like a time warp is very, very, very strong.
I like the one main deck win wall.
I've been a big fan of main decking like wild card random, not random, but wild cards in in Riftbound because oftentimes everyone knows what lists look like. They know what a standard 39, 40 cards is supposed to look like. If you throw in a wild card like Windwall, most people will not play around that game one, and that could potentially get you a free win. And that was it. He played the game plan perfectly. He was down almost, I think, 4-1 points. But Prismat knows the ins and outs of his decks. He knows the win condition. And he saw if he set up a fat stack, it was going to be very hard for Dung to go ahead and break that board. And now it's going to go ahead and go to game 3. I wonder what Kyle is going to go ahead and pick as his starting starting Vanguard, as his starting battlefield.
Bold move showing your opponent what you're siding. I think a really important thing for everyone to do before tomorrow is sit down, think about a matchup, and think about your game 2. What are you taking out and what are you putting in? It should not be you should not think about it.
It should not be on
day.
vibes. It should be on vibes at locals, but when we are playing at regionals, there's nothing wrong with having a side deck plan, a side deck notes.
These 4 out, these 4 in. These 5 out, these 5 in.
Yeah, you
these
gotta
2
have
out,
it.
these 2 in.
You gotta have it memorized. You gotta be ready. But hey, if you guys are showing up to the regionals, just let us know. You know, I'm gonna be there. Sadly, Michael did not get in. Unfortunately.
Maybe one
Justice
day.
for Michael. Justice for Michael.
One day I'll play.
And guys, if you don't know what's going on, we are streaming the 2K tournament at the People's Card Shop. $2,000 is going to go out to top 8. First place is getting $700 and a signature card. We are here for the people. We want to make the best tournaments we can. We want to make great content for you guys, and that's why we're doing it here. If you guys like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. Whether it be the YouTube channel, which is free, which is Conquer and Hold, or you can subscribe to this, either or, we're still going to be trying to make the best content for you guys. And appreciate everyone watching right now. And I love it. You know, honestly, we've been featuring some amazing players and some amazing matches. It is great to seeing players like Prismat or seeing players like Alan ZQ playing at a high level. We don't often see amazing world-class players all the time, and it's great to just have, just a VOD on demand, being able to see this play and see how good they are. It's literally $1,000 for first place. All right, it's going to be game 3. So Irelia, I believe, started Dreaming Tree?
Yeah, I know, me too. I'm a Vegas local as well, and I unfortunately go in, but I'm going to support all my friends that are going. Yeah, it's rough when it's like right in your town, right in your city, and you're unable to go. But it's still a bunch of fun games to watch.
Yeah, honestly, we're doing it for the love of the game. I'm not going to lie. I was not in the regionals, but I said I'm going to study as much as possible. Maybe I'll get lucky, and I got in last week. So all that practice, hopefully, will fruit into something great. All right, what's gonna be? It is gonna be Sunken Temple and Zon Warrens. Of course, the ever-present Zon Warrens. We know what that is. Discard a card, draw a card when you conquer. But Sunken Temple is a new card from Spiritforged. Basically, what it says is when you conquer here with a mighty unit, you can pay one to draw a card. So oftentimes, Irelia will have a mighty unit being able to draw a card, and it's like what I said. The way Irelia wins is by having a bunch of cards in hand and having a flurry of counter spells and a flurry of buff spells, and you can't do that if you don't have a lot of cards in hand. So cards like Dreaming Tree, cards like Sunken Temple, definitely help you in that matter.
Yeah, I really just needs ways to get cards from her battlefields. What's Aurelia's third battlefield? It's Sunken Temple, Dreaming Tree.
Sunken Temple,
Do they
Dreaming
do-
Tree. Oh no. Wait. Oh, because he started. Oh, it's probably Obelisk.
Of
Not gonna
power?
lie. It's probably Obelisk of Power, but it might not be because I know that Irelia is like using Obelisk of Power when they go first.
It could be another draw one.
It could be another draw one. That's the cool thing about Irelia. It has a lot of battlefields it could utilize. And here we go, a Stellar Corn Herder.
I really love Stellarcorn Herder. It just sometimes it draws you 2 cards. It at least draws you 1, unless it's like immediately destroyed. But most of the time, it's at least drawing you 1. Now 3/4 is not even a bad body for that. Noxious Hopeful at the Zon Warren. Discard a card, draw a card. We're always discarding that scrap heap. Man. What a beautiful combo. Miracle Draven really just gets to see its deck. That's why it's so consistent. Yeah, I remember something about that. If you win a skirmish, it had something about getting a spot, but I don't remember what that was actually. I think maybe just people were talking about it, that should be a thing. It would be cool. Incentivize more people to go to skirmishes.
Yeah. One of the biggest things is as much as cool as the big events are, what I really want from Riftbound is a strong local scene because that's how card games live is butts and seats.
Be a nice way to incentivize a skirmish. Man, the Ram and the Noxus Hopeful are just so obnoxious.
Yeah, Noxus Hopeful is honestly one of the most sleeper cards for set 2. Obviously, set 1, it was a monster in Kai'Sa, a monster in Annie. But I'm watching these Miracle Draven decks play, these Kai'Sa decks, and they're using Noxus Hopeful just to the best of the ability. Overstated units will always be good. But here we go. The Stellar Corn Herder has lived a turn. That's step 1 for Dung. If he's able to
And
go
he's tapped out.
Yeah, he's tapped out. He's free reign. He can go ahead and swing and do everything. So let's see what he's going to be doing with it.
He does have to. Oh, he's going to fight into there. Some buffs would be cool. But we get to draw a card immediately first. So let's. Got to draw a card. Oh no, is he not drawing the card off the herder? I don't think he triggered the proc of the. Oh, okay, he did. Okay.
Technically, the move proc. Oh no, you can respond to the
move
effect
proc
with
the thing.
yeah.
Oh, getting rid of the deckhand. We could have popped the deckhand in that other battlefield though. But we probably want our mana to do something else. Keep it up in order to fight our opponent on our next turn. We don't quite want to lose our herder now. I'll have to look into that and see that FAQ there.
Yeah, I still haven't read the Vegas FAQ, honestly.
Nice. While he was fully tapped out, we were able to take advantage of that time, go in for a clean draw, conquer the battlefield, and get rid of the ram in the background. We have to feel pretty safe right now. Thank you. We appreciate the kind words for the stream. We are at the People's Card Shop in Las Vegas. These are all the people who are coming here right before the regional tomorrow, trying to get a couple more games and practice in. And also, huge prize.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. My favorite part of this tournament is just watching all this high-level play. You know, I really do think we have a lot of good players here in Vegas, but it's great seeing just new ways of playing, new, things like that. It's really awesome. That's the thing with these Miracle Draven decks. You have to set up for this quote-unquote miracle turn. Is he going to be able to play a bunch of cards? And no, he's just choosing to develop his board.
I like how Draven holds his mana like that in like little stacks of 2.
Yep.
Makes it really easy to see what he's thinking.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big things that when I play is I try to make sure that my opponent knows how much of each color I actually do have, because that's a big thing.
I normally do mine in stacks of 3, but I kind of like his style of stacks
Stacking
of
of
2.
2.
Yeah.
I think the best thing UVS can do is to hire me and Michael as color commentators. That's what I think.
Well, that's a good thought.
But here we go. The sneaky deckhand moving back, and he's choosing to develop his Irelia. The shields are down, and a double conquer is in the future for Draven. But we've seen this story before. Dung was ahead 4-1, and Kyle was able to come back. Going down to 2, getting that all ever important draw and discard off Zon Warrens. And discarding the Ezreal means he probably doesn't have, well, actually, he might either have the nuts or nope, it's just a Mind Splitter. But Mind Splitter is a great card. Right now, I'm just trying to get a buff spell out of there, but how many does he have?
Oh, 2 Dravens. That's unfortunate. Oh, he has 1 buff spell with the draw, taking the discipline away.
And
It's
this
devastating.
And this Mind Splitter is devastating right now.
Man. Well, at least we're not in immediate danger of instantly losing because we're getting rid of the buff. So our Draven and our Mind Splitter are safe for now.
Mind Splitter, honestly, is one of the most overperforming cards that I've seen in Riftbound. It is just a well-statted minion that is able to just dictate the game by just getting the best card out of your opponent's hand. And in the hands of a skilled player like Prismat, being able to look at your opponent's hand, plan out the next couple of turns is invaluable.
It went back down in price, but it was pushing $18 like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Mind Splitter?
Yeah.
Really? Dang.
After all the results came in, people were just buying it out.
Makes
I
sense.
think right now it is $12 or $10.
Dang, I remember Mind Splitter was like $6. Also, I remember when Mind Splitter was infinite at the start of Origins. when everything was expensive. But here we go. He's moving up that Irelia, being able to target it with a Tide Turner, untapping it. So that's going to be 1 untap, 2 untap, target. So currently, I believe that is +3.
That is a tiny dice. So untap for turn. We have our 1 card for turn. Shove them all in. Draw a card off the herder. Okay. Maybe we can draw another buff spell. Be nice. We are going to activate the Draven. Recycle a rune in order to get 2 power. Yeah, Vex shot up too. What is she right now? She was like $8, $7.
Right here, slamming it in, and then pops off this GA and the Stellar Corn Herder.
Ah, she went back down though. She's like $2. She was like 6 for a second there. She was $10 actually.
It looks like this Irelia is running away with this game. The Mind Splitter was annoying, but these multiple draws off the Stellar Corn Herder is slowly going off the rails. Alan, at least game 2, we saw, what is it called? We saw Vex. I don't know if it's in his deck game 1, but...
I actually did not see multiple copies of Vex though. Maybe he cut it to 1. Because we saw like his entire deck.
Yeah.
I think he cut it to 1 or 2. Because he definitely had 1. Because he was running a Ride the Wind, which is like kind of new to his deck too. Man, Stellarcorn Herder getting so much value, drawing so many cards. Got a Fizz, stack deck. We are just looking for something to help us out here. Oh, there it is. He has a Nocturne in his deck. We were asked, the chat was asking about that earlier before.
No, that's not Ed. That's Dung, Luong, and Kyle Belaiche. And we see a discipline in his hand, but we know that Spinning Axe could definitely happen here.
I think we bait the spinning. Oh, Firefly.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
It plays around Spinning Axe. Make sure it doesn't happen.
He doesn't draw a card off of it. It's like, yeah, we could bait the axe, but now he doesn't draw a card. I like this more.
Ooh, hard bargain.
Ooh.
And that's a little too much.
Something we can't bargain, we cannot refuse.
I'm not going to lie. I've seen this discarding the scrap heap, drawing another 2 cards. That's too clean. But I'm not going to lie. I've seen this countless times. The Draven deck slowly down in points, but a single battle can draw a couple of cards, and that has the potential to spiral out of control. Dung does not have access to any big monsters right now, and I'm not going to lie, when there's no Irelia on board, it's really hard to handle big boards. We know there's a Draven in Dung's hand, and like I said, big boards are tough to handle. So a 10-might board is something really obnoxious for this Irelia to deal with, especially without her namesake card being so big.
If he wins 1 combat with that Draven, though, the game is over.
The game is, in fact... Oh, no, he's at 6? No, the game's not over.
Draven gets an extra point.
He gets an extra point, but you get the point off Draven first, then you get the Conquer, and then so you'd only draw 1. You have to do it at 7. I'm very proud that I know that.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Dung in the tank right now. This is game two. Both players right now are undefeated. The winner of this basically guarantees they make it into top cut.
Every time hard bargain has been played, it's been like game winning,
Yeah.
or even like not necessarily game winning, but like definitely help the person who played it. I think if you're a purple deck, you run minimum one copy.
Yeah, inside like two more. Honestly, they're so good against these Kaisa decks or these spell-based decks.
I don't think he does because he might have hit the hard bargain with the defy, but maybe he was just okay with the card dying. But I feel like he would have used it to stop the hard bargain because it would have discipline would have went through. He would have drew another card. He would have stopped the whole shenanigans at the. But he could just be holding it. He is ahead on points. It is 6-4. Okay, going up to 5.
Yeah, and it just keeps showing that if you just stack a big battlefield, it's really annoying. Without Irelia on the board, he has to bump these tiny units to try to fight these 6 4-mite units. It's not worth it 9 times out of 10 card economy wise.
Yeah, and Nocturne has ganking too.
Oh yeah, my Time Warp has definitely been hard bargained a lot. But it's just one of those things. It's one of the Time Warp is such a crazy card. You got to have a card like Hard Bargain to keep it in check. Man, and just like that, it was 4-1. But Kyle
Oh,
is
discarding another
climbing back,
scrap.
and every time Zon Warren gets triggered, a scrap heap is ready and reloaded to refresh Kyle's hand.
He's just different.
Yeah, honestly, just built different.
Man, going for the double hold here. We do have a lot of mana. But the Draven player has so much mana open and available for shenanigans on Irelia's turn.
Yep.
It's going to be really hard to push anything, and we're going to pick whatever interruption we need. We get a rebuke, and the game is done.
The game would be done, honestly.
Rebuke is crazy.
Irelia being at 7 points is going to be relevant because I do think Irelia has the possibility of taking over one of these battlefields, especially the one with Fizz. And that extra draw might be just the catalyst to start off Dung's comeback. And Prismat right now just weighing his options, just trying to figure out what is the best possible line of play.
Yeah, no, unlike Magic, the blue color in this game does not have counterspells. Everyone else gets them. Even orange, if you're Fiora.
Yeah, Riposte is crazy. And here we go. The card
I
has
think
been
him thinking about that for so long means that they weren't that impactful, or maybe all equally slightly impactful. Like, it can't be a rebuke. Like, you insta-take the rebuke. You know?
yeah. But also, when you play for large stakes like this, you want to make sure you're doing the right move. So being slow and methodical and making sure you're making the right choices is a hugely important thing when playing cards at the high level.
I don't even mind pulling the Ross out here and developing in the back. Because if we lose our units here, but it's kind of really hard to, because we have to develop a guy and then move him around. We do have a lot of mana, though.
Yep.
We do have the Draven.
The issue is this Tide Turner is just so tiny. It takes so many buffs, so many things to make him just fight over a Noxus Hopeful. And then he has to get rid of the other battlefield too. The solace that Dung has is that Kyle's only at 6 points. One battlefield surviving a turn is not necessarily game yet, but if both of these stick, it is a death sentence for Dung.
What would be crazy is like Tide Turner into the Rasa, switcheroo, ready it, Tide Turner, attack into the other battlefield, and then buff it. That's like the most cracked play you can actually do. Charm. Okay. Charm him out of the battlefield. It's like it's what we gotta do for now. You can charm him into the other battlefield, which would be kind of nice, because then he wouldn't have like the ability to move around. I honestly think I like charming the Rasa into the other battlefield because you take options away from the other player. Because Rasa in the back, next turn he can reinforce or go to the top battlefield. But if you forcibly push him into the other battlefield, he doesn't have a choice on where that Rasa goes on the follow-up turn. We do have a negate in our hand, but you can't negate a spinning axe. 6 mana. Recycle one
That's
Draven.
a Draven. Onto the battlefield? No. Okay, so what? You're going to target it, make it run up. But then here you're just praying for no fight or flight, no rebuke, right? But it is going to be game if he has anything.
That's why it was so important to push the Rasa into the bottom battlefield. Because he had charm. Because you can move him to the other battlefield. I think the movement might come back to bite him. Having the Rasa be able to actually move and conquer that battlefield is pretty unfortunate. We only have 2 mana up.
Yeah, I really do think moving that Rasa was a really heads-up play there.
I think he actually could have won if he moved the Rasta. He actually could have moved the Rasta.
And right there, he's setting up a huge turn. If again, I've said it countless times, if you just set up a fat stack, there's a huge chance. So right now, it's going to be 4-2-4. Is Kyle going to have any other card to play?
Yeah, and I think that's it.
Rebuke and swinging in, and that is going to be lethal. Prismat takes it 2-0, and again, we saw it, 4 points to 1. And normally, Irelia is not the aggro deck, but he was able to crawl back, and that's the beauty of Draven. He only had like 3 cards, won 1 combat, and then he kind of chained enough cards to get that win.
I think Irelia definitely could have won, being able to Rasa
charm
being
to the other
able
battlefield
move.
for sure.
We've seen this a lot of times today, like one little mistake, because all these games are so close. That one little mistake is all it needs.
Yep, one mistake, one messed up combat could literally just alter the whole course of a match, and we've seen that countless times. But that was round 6. We have one more round. Prismat automatically locks his top cut spot, so we'll see him in top 8. Dung still has one more match left over, So we're going to see who gets it. If you don't know who we are, my name is Ed, and I am joined with Michael. We're two halves of a duo called Conquer and Hold. If you like us, check out our YouTube. We also stream every 6:30 on this channel, the People's Card Shop on Mondays. We stream our Nexus night, so come check out high-level gameplay like that. And if you're in town in any time, just come visit us. We have a huge, booming Riftbound community here in Vegas, and come show your worth at the People's Card Shop.
We'll be right back. There's 12 minutes on the timer, and then probably another 5 minutes to set up the last round. Top cut, they're going to decide whether they want to split it or not. It's by the time round 7 is over, it's going to be like 2 a.m. over here because it's already won. Classic 2 a.m. tourney. So we'll be right back.